by real quick? Somebody get a record and all that.
And then just count me in, and I'll redo the monologue a couple times, and then we'll go from there.
Start the Kevin. Start the stream. Get the stream. And do you have Deb set at plus 30 like we usually do?
Yep, got them all set. All right, give me about 90 seconds. All right, hey Riley, you got me? Test, bro. You got me on VMix?
On VMix or on Teams?
VMix. I'm having a problem. For some reason, the recording is not setting. Let me give you a call. Stand by, Dim. Sorry, shouldn't take long.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm calling you, Riley.
Hey, do you want to do the monologue afterwards? Just wondering if we're going to run out of time.
Almost there.
Okay.
All right, Demp, we're good.
All right.
Yeah, stand by.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you're ready, Demp.
Hey, just count me in like 3, 2, 1.
Copy. Here we go. In 4, 3, 2.
Welcome in everybody to this week's edition of Off the Mound presented by Sloan. I am your host, Ryan Dempster. We continue to be without baseball. Major League Baseball and the Players Association are working diligently and very hard to try and come up with some sort of solution that gets the great game of baseball back out on the field. The one that we all miss. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully that happens. In the meantime, we don't have real baseball going on right now. So what do we have? We have games of yesterday. That's right. We are watching old time baseball games as much as we can, whether it's a perfect game or a no hitter or somebody's special 500th home run. They've been all over the tube, and I got to admit, I've been kind of enjoying them quite a bit. Looking back and the great memories of Joe Carter hitting the walk-off home run against Mitch Wild Thing Williams, being a Canadian kid, that was a huge special moment as the Blue Jays won their back-to-back World Series titles. I was up at Simon Fraser University visiting a friend. Everybody there was going crazy and nuts. It was pretty special. But as I watch all these old games, I think about some of the things that it makes me realize. Sometimes when we look back, we can kind of understand things a little better. For example, I realize now that in the 80s, all of the players had their pants spray painted on. Who knew that was a thing? I didn't have that when I came into the league. I came in the 90s. And I also realized from watching games in the 90s, in order to combat the PED that was running rampant, pitchers didn't actually have to throw the ball over the plate for it to be a strike. That way, it was somewhere in between, 4 inches on either side of the plate, up and down a little bit. Every once in a while, something would bounce and an umpire would ring it up, a la Lebon Hernandez when he punched out 17 in the NLCS. I also learned that before the 2000s, that hitters actually went to the plate and hit without ankle guards, shin guards, knee guards, wrist guards, elbow guards, and a protective face shield. How they did it, I don't know. I don't know if the ice was better back then than it is now or what the scenario was, but it did notice that. And it kind of reminded me that a guy like Anthony Rizzo, who doesn't wear any of that, is truly old school. One thing I did learn too from watching all of this is, man, I miss starter jackets. Yeah, those things were so shiny, silky smooth that even the pop group ABBA was a little bit jealous of those things. All the things that we learned from a few baseball games and taking in those special memories. But when I watched them all, sure, there was Nolan Ryan's seventh no hitter or perfect game by David Wells. Great memories. But for me, my favorite baseball memory, that's easy. World Series 1976. Bases were loaded. The count was 2-0. I'm naked. running around somewhere behind second base. And the fans were screaming, "Get him off the field! He's ruining the game!" And they dragged me through the dugout, and Bucky Dent looked me straight in the face and he said, "That pathetic idiot. That sad, pathetic idiot." You know, some people think that baseball is a metaphor for life. For me, it's just a game of two teams consisting of somewhere between 8 to 10 players, and there's something called innings. Well, there you have it, folks. We got a great show for you this week. That's right. We got 2005 World Series MVP Jermaine Dye is going to be joining the show, and we got the crime dog Fred McGriff. Stay right here. You're not going to want to go anywhere and miss this. That's right, folks. We'll be right back with Off the Mound, presented by Sloan, right after this.
That was good, Dent. That was about 320.
Perfect. You want to do that again?
I want you to put the and plus I love Bucky Dent, so you got me again. What you do is you go
to Chris Farley shutout.
I'm trying to get rid of that breakup. I think it's his microphone, but if it's the recording,
Stand by, Dem. 30 seconds here. Stand by. All right, Dem, we're all good.
all right, you ready, Dem?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome everybody to this week's edition of Off the Mound, presented by Sloan. I'm your host, Ryan Dempster. Thanks for tuning in and joining us this week. We got a great couple guests. That's right. We got the crime dog, Fred McGriff's going to be joining us, as well as 2005 World Series MVP from the south side of Chicago, Jermaine Dye, is going to be here. We got a great show. Unfortunately, we don't have any real baseball going on. We're all bummed about that, me especially. But what I've been fired up is all of the old games that have been playing on TV lately. It's been fun to catch up those, no hitters, perfect games, great playoff games that have been going on, special moments in baseball history, kind of going down memory lane and wrestling those memories in there and kind of taking it all in. And I've learned a lot of things as I've done this. I realized that in the 80s, all the players' pants were painted on. This I didn't know. It wasn't something that happened when I came in the 90s. What I did learn about the 90s, however, was I guess in order to combat the rampant use of PEDs, pitchers actually didn't have to throw the ball over the plate for a strike. That was kind of cool. The Braves perfected that. Nobody probably better than LeBron Hernandez against those very Braves in the NLCS, as we saw him punch out 17. Pretty impressive. Before the 2000s, ironically, this was pretty special. I found out that hitters had the ability to hit without ankle guards, shin guards, knee guards, elbow guards, wrist guards, and some sort of protective face gear. So that's pretty impressive. And also, too, one thing I realized is that I really miss starter jackets. Man, those things glisten, the sheen and shine of those. Whoa. Even the pop group ABBA was jealous of those things. They were pretty special. As we look back at all these great games and we think of the memories, there's so many for me. Nolan Ryan's memorable 7th no-hitter, which was pretty incredible to do at his age in the big leagues. I remember that vividly. Joe Carter with that walk-off home run in the World Series against Mitch the Wild Thing Williams. Being a kid from Canada, up visiting a friend at Simon Fraser University when that ball went over the wall, well, everybody was jumping up and down because it was so special. But when I take all those in, I think probably my favorite or most cherished memory of all those, that's easy. World Series 1976. That's right. The bases were loaded, the count was 2-0, and I was naked, running around behind second base, and the fans were screaming, "Get him off the field! He's ruining the game!" And they grabbed me and they dragged me through the dugout, and Bucky Dent looked me right in the eyes and said, "That pathetic idiot. That sad, pathetic idiot." You know, for some people, they think baseball is a metaphor for life. For me, it's just a game of two teams consisting of somewhere between 8 to 10 players, and there's something called innings. Well, we got a great show this week, folks. You're not going to want to miss this. That's right. We're going to be right back with Off the Mound presented by Sloan after this short break.
All right, we're clear, Dimp.
Perfect. We got plenty.
Yeah. Do you know when Alan's popping in? Yeah.
He should be coming on pretty quick. Yeah, like I text you, so hopefully I'll hear back from him. I just texted him yesterday, so.
All right, we got Alan in.
Great.
Hey, Alan, can you hear me? This is Kevin Dusold, director here at Marquee.
Man, Tram, you got younger, dude. You Benjamin Button? Tram's done over there.
I don't know if you can hear us here.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Change a few things up right here. New show.
It is now. Test. Can anybody hear me over there? This is Kevin over at Marquee. I would. So we cannot hear you. I'll let our engineer, I know his name's Kevin as well, talk you through some audio issues here. Stand by.
How you doing? This is Kevin. Do you hear me? This is Kevin Riley. Do you hear me? Do you hear Kevin Riley? Okay. So we can't hear you. You can hear us. We can't hear you. When you signed into vMix, did it ask permission to use your microphone? And you said yes. Okay. Chances are the quickest, easiest way to fix this is for you to sign back out and re-click that same link, sign back in.
Test. Can you hear us here? Still can't.
All right, we still can't hear you. Are you on a, you're going to have to give me a thumbs up or down. Are you on a PC? Okay, bottom left corner, there's a search bar. It says type here to search. I want you to type in the word sound, S-O-U-N-D. All right? And then at the top, it gives you sound settings, I think. Select that. No? Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't give you sound settings. It doesn't, when you type in sound, or just type in the sound and then the word settings and hit enter. And did it bring up a settings box where you could select things? It says sound at the top of it. Okay, if you look down, you're looking for input. Underneath that, it says choose your input device. The caret to the right, select that to see the list. And if it says microphone array or something like that, select that. And then hit enter. Now just below that is test your microphone. Do you see that? Okay, when you talk, do you see the line, like a blue line, go left or right across it? It's a level meter. You do. Okay, so let's go all the way to the top. No, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. Should work. Microphone privacy settings. Okay, go further down. Microphone privacy settings. Microphone. You could scroll on that bar that says sound where you've been. You could scroll it, and I want you to go to microphone privacy settings. Let me get back there. All right, I'm there. Okay, I want you to select change where it says microphone access for this device is on. Does it say is on or is off? Allow apps. Now down below that it says allow apps to use your microphone. Is that blue switch on or off? It's on. Okay, go all now. Continue down to where are you using Chrome or what browser are you using? Chrome. Okay, keep going down to see where it says it's going to show you Google Chrome, and I want to know if it says currently in use. It does not. Click Chrome. No Chrome? Then you're no Chrome. Okay. Explorer. Does it say Explorer down there somewhere? Do you believe you're using Chrome? Okay, okay, this is what we want to do. We want to scratch the computer. We want you to grab a phone, click on the same link on the email. It'll sign you right in. So sign this off. You got to sign this off. Just close the browser. All right, cool.
Hey, Dem, can you tilt up while I got you? Perfect, thanks. That's perfect.
You see my shirt all right?
Yeah, I got you there. With the ticker and topic, yeah, maybe tilt down a touch more. Let's see if you can. Yeah, I just want to see that laptop.
Okay, I can hear you.
I mean, you know what I can do, Kev?
That's
Hold on. This works better, man.
Test. You guys got me here?
Go. What's up, Trammels?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Gotcha.
We got the Trammels.
Hey, yo.
Turn it sideways.
All right.
There we go. Perfect.
All right. I'm going to turn I've got it horizontal. I guess is that better than up and down?
Yeah. Yes, horizontal, please. Thank you so much.
All right. I'm going to close this door here. I don't know if the lighting.
You might want to plug that in. You don't have a lot of battery.
Alan, this is Kevin Dusold over at Markia. I'm the director. If you have headphones that you can plug into your phone, that would work great. We'll be able to hear you a lot better, and you should be able to hear us a lot better as well, if that's possible.
You're talking about a guy that's in the 60s, man. I don't have shit. Do we have headphones? Do I have any headphones or earphones or something for this?
Tram's got a flip phone, you know?
Yeah, I got a flip. Yeah.
Hey, Demp,
Hold
on you.
on.
I'm just I need more headroom. So if you want to leave it like that, you can, or just lower your chair if that's possible. Also,
Yeah.
see how that
Hold on,
looks.
I'm just going.
How's that right there?
That's perfect. Yeah, and then you'll pop up in the chair, I assume. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that, boys.
That's all right, Alan. Thanks. Take your time, and
good, man.
we'll get you all set up here.
Yeah, I know all
Hey,
these guys
Tram,
with phones and things like that, but I don't have. I'm like I said, man. Demp knows I got a flip phone. No, I do have an iPhone, but I don't have any headphones.
hey, what we'll do, Tram, too, is we'll probably drop you out and then just drop you back in about 10 minutes into Frankie's interview, and then have some fun. I'll ask you about, career-wise, some infield stuff, some tips for Frankie.
Cool. I saw the Wrigley Field video.
Dude, he was by far, out of any celebrity that I've ever had, he had the best game, no doubt.
Yeah, I pulled him up, and I did see. I couldn't quite figure out what year he played at Western, but I tried to do a little research on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked like he made that on the run. Let me see if I can plug. My daughter gave me some. So I don't know if you guys look like you're probably about ready to get on.
Slide a touch to your right, Dem. In this double box, I just want to keep that Dempster straight. Yet you got it. Thanks.
Is that? I don't know the lighting. Is that any better? Can you hear me any better?
Yep. As soon as you settle down, let's see how you're looking here. So I know you're working on a phone. If it's possible to throw maybe a book or anything underneath, I just want to raise. I essentially want to make your camera eye level with you, so we're not looking up your nose or anything like that. And as soon as you get settled, we'll just check headroom, make your centered in your shot, and then you should be all set.
I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I guess I should try to prop that up, huh?
Yeah, I think, Dem, don't you prop it up on your laptop, don't you? Like.
Yeah, I just put my laptop and then I put it inside, like up against my laptop. I open my laptop up, like I open it up like I'm looking at my laptop.
Yeah.
And then just put it in there.
There we go, right there.
All right, so from there, let's just tilt down if we can. Want to create less headroom on you. Essentially, if we can get rid, if you see, yep, you got it. Perfect.
That's
see how that looks. All right, and that's perfect. And then let's just turn off the light to your right. It's just giving me a big glare. Not that one. Let's turn that one back on.
Okay. Hang on. How about that?
All right, so we need some sort of light on behind you, but not that one. And are you? Is your laptop? It's on a desk right now, I assume. You're talking at a desk. I said. Do you have any other lights directly behind you to light up the back wall back there? Just out of curiosity.
Hang on. Yes, I do. Yeah. Hang on.
Perfect. Thank you. Almost there, Dan.
Yeah.
Perfect. That is it.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
That's all
Nice.
I got.
And then I would
right
just
there.
tilt. That's perfect. Let's just tilt down a touch. I just want to cut off the light that's shining down on your head. So if you just tilt down a little bit more if you can. That is it. And then let's slide a touch to your right, just to center you up in your shot. You're fine where, yep, you got it right there.
Oh, okay.
And then just one more thing I want to see. It just turn back on that light above your laptop. I just want to see what that looks like with that light on. Okay, we can turn that light off, and we should be all set then.
All right.
All right, I'll turn you over to Dempster here. Stand by.
Tram, how are you, man?
I'm good. I've just got done playing golf.
Sweet.
They just lifted the restrictions. I'm not sure what the rules are there in Illinois. Are you guys playing golf?
I'm playing tomorrow for the first time, but still like twosome, same thing. Twosomes every 15 minutes. No taking the pins out. All that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Gotta walk, which is fine.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like that actually.
I went to the driving range the other day and I played today for the first time since December 31st. So
nice.
it was really nice. I broke my ankle the end of January snowmobiling with Gibby up there in northern Michigan. So it took me a couple months. I don't heal as fast. I don't think anybody at my age now, but I'm good to go. But we were just having a good old time, and I did a little squirrely, and I broke my leg.
I love that you're out
just
there
having
doing
fun, man. Just having fun.
Boys will be boys, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, how many of these shows are you doing a week?
One every Friday. So this will air next Friday.
Okay.
So we'll edit it, put
Okay.
it together. It'll go next Friday.
I got you.
I'll email you a clip of it. So
I appreciate that.
Man. We've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've done 4 of them. It's light and fun, and it's we talk some serious stuff, but we also just talk, whatever. It's cool. They've done a really good job. Our editors are awesome. So.
That's right up your alley. You do that's just you're a good ad-libber, and that's perfect.
Yeah, and and I was just doing actually my monologue before I got on with you for this week's show, and watching all these old games is like trip down memory lane, and then you start smiling all the time, and so then when we're doing these and the guys are sharing stories, it's like, oh man, this is like, it's gold, man.
It's nice to reminisce every once in a while, and I guess that's all we're getting right now. I think on MLB, David Cohn threw a perfect game, and Dwight Gooden threw. They were showing that today, and to bring up all the Yankee stuff, but nevertheless, that's what I've been fixed on that quite a bit, and it's kind of nice to look back. They actually had our World Series here recently. They did something for Detroit here recently. Just showing our World Series. So I mean, hell, every city's doing all those things as well.
I know. I was watching the David Wells one today, and all I could think the whole time was how hungover he was.
Oh my God!
Because remember he was out the night before with all the SNL guys till like 5 a.m, and then went out and threw.
Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me, the old boomer. I'm just shaking my head.
Yeah, he liked to burn it at both ends for sure.
Yeah,
dude. How about his man cave? His base. Have you been inside that baseball room he has there?
I have. And
man.
I'm pissed at myself playing all those years, and I have quite a few things, but I didn't save anywhere near, and I didn't grab the uniforms like Boomer was doing year in and year out. They kept telling us, don't take them, don't. Yeah, when we won the World Series, I threw mine in the hamper. I didn't get that. I didn't even get the 84 one. But that's my own fault.
Yeah, I did same way. Like I got a Cubs one and a Red Sox one, but I didn't get my Marlins one. I didn't get my Reds one. Texas, I just didn't think about doing it, and I should have done it,
I know. You said you didn't even think about it. I didn't either. And now I'm kicking myself.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Boomer's not that smart, but he was. He was in that regard. He did, man. He's got some
Yeah.
good stuff. He really does. I
He
give him credit.
gave
Hey,
me this one right here. This one right here. This ball
Let me
right
put
here.
my.
He gave me that ball, and it's him, Don Larson, and David Cohn.
Oh
It's called
yeah.
the Yankee Perfect Game.
Yes.
In that room, he walked me through the room, and he had a box of them, and he's like, it was me and DeRosa, and he's like, here you guys go, and he gave us each one. Pretty sweet.
I know you're about ready to start, but here's a trivia
Okay.
thing for you. David Wells, Don Larson went to the same high school here in San Diego, Point Loma High. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Same high
dude.
school, but obviously a few years
Oh.
apart. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing, though.
yeah, it is.
Wow.
So good stuff.
Yeah.
Alan, can I trouble you for one more thing? I'm sorry. This is Kevin again.
Yes.
Let's turn that light on above your computer. I think
Yep.
that'll help shine you up a little better here. Perfect. Thank you. And then can you
like that
just
better?
untangle? That's perfect. Thanks. And then just untangle your headphones, your cord if you can. The microphone is kind of just rubbing up against your cheek. So the further away, just as long as it doesn't touch your face or your collar, you'll sound perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, looks like I got it in a knot.
Hey, Dim. So we're pretty much set
Yo.
on our end. Will you want us to send the link out?
Is Frankie in?
No, he's not. So we got to
Hold
take
on.
care of that.
So I'll send the link as soon as we're set here with Alan Dem.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. You could probably send it to him.
Okay. And then Alan, can I just get a quick 5 count from you? I just want to make sure you still sound
Yes.
good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that cord better?
Perfect. That is perfect. You sound awesome. And then the only thing I recommend is, I know you're in a kind of a chair that swivels and rocks forward and backwards. Just be mindful of the boxes that you see here. You're in a little 3 box. Just less moving around is the better for framing purposes.
Okay. I got you.
If that makes sense. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to wear my
Demp, as soon
glasses,
as-
but I really can't see shit. I'm looking. So, I try to not be squirrely here.
And then Demp, so before he gets in, Malik too, we'll start with Demp single, bringing boxes with you and Frankie, and then whenever you call for it, Demp, we'll bring in the triple box with Alan. Okay,
cool.
I'll send the link now, so I will hide Alan as soon as I send the link here, audio and video wise.
Oh, no way, dude.
Hold on. Sounds like we may have some with Frankie. Hey, Alan, my name's Malik. I'm the producer. You may be hearing my voice from time to time as well. Yeah, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Glad to do it.
Are you in Michigan?
No, I'm in San Diego.
Okay, great. We're in San Diego.
Pacific Beach.
Oh, nice. I recently moved from LA, so I'm familiar with Southern California.
Yeah. Chicago's not bad. I enjoyed my time there. It is really a good city, but San Diego's home for me. So just hanging out and hoping we get baseball back at some point. I'm got wishful thinking, but
yeah, I saw
you're
from Garden Grove?
That's where I was born. I never actually lived there. We lived in Santa Ana, but the hospital was in Garden Grove. And then Costa Mesa for a couple of years and moved to San Diego when I was a little peewee. That's really all that I don't remember any of the other places.
Oh, okay. Yep, very familiar. It's beautiful. I could understand why you wouldn't be there. Why you would be there over Michigan.
Yeah, even though you know what, I like the Midwest. I do, but you know, my wife's from here, my family, and all that good stuff. But I've spent quite a few years back in the Midwest, and like I said, good people. Good
Yeah,
people for sure.
definitely. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Hey, guys, we're going to just do me and Tram. We had a family situation, Frankie, nothing urgent or bad. It just, he's can't come in right now. So he's all good. So Tram, we're going to do a 2-shot, me and you, man.
Okay. All right. Well,
we're going to have some fun.
We'll try to kill a little time here, and we'll be fine.
Will. Yeah, we will. I'm ready.
All right, stand by. Let me
How's
frame
that
up this.
shot, Kev?
You're perfect. Let me frame up this double box. Give me about 90 seconds.
So Demp, do you think we are getting him prior, or do you want to plan on Tram as one of our segments?
Yeah, we're just gonna do Tram and Woody.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then if that's the case, you just bring us in at a break, and then would have just interviewed Woody, and when you're done, this is the one you can just keep it generic at the end because we usually figure out what we want to do for this bump.
Okay.
All right, 20 more.
Okay, thanks, Kev.
All right, I'm all.
All right, there you go. Cool. All right, Demp, here we go. I'll count you in. Just remember, good energy here.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right, folks. Well, a big thank you to Kerry Wood and an incredible guest. We all love Kid K. It's always great to catch up with him. Now we bring in another rock star type ball player. That's right. This guy, his career speaks for himself. An absolute stud out on the baseball field at shortstop for the Detroit Tigers. His whole entire career there. We're talking about the Hall of Famer Alan Trammell. Alan, welcome to the show. What's up, Tram?
Hi, Demp. It's been a while, but man, it's good to be talking baseball and hearing some things that we might be getting back at it. And boy, I'll tell you what, I'm getting a little stir crazy. I don't know about you, but I certainly am.
Yeah, me too. A lot of people don't know this. You actually managed both Woody and I for a 4-game stretch there in Chicago when Lou went off. I think he went off on a tirade on Mark Wagner, and then you took over for the reins for a little bit there.
Yeah, we didn't do too bad. I believe we were 3-1 out of those 4 games. And boy, I look back on the times, and really everything that I've done in baseball, I've really have enjoyed. But you know, the 4 years there that I was with the Cubs and at Wrigley Field, I have not seen the new addition, and I've heard nothing but great raves about the new clubhouse and all the additions and things that they've done. But I kind of, you know, I played at Tiger Stadium, was similar as far as, you know, the old fashioned hit your head on the dugout. Clubhouse is small, but it was very homey. But Wrigley Field, as I mentioned, was very special, and I was very appreciative of the Cubs and Lou Piniella bringing me in there. And again, 4 good years for me.
Yeah, I loved having you as a coach. It was great to listen to you, the insight that you gave so many players, especially the infielders. I mean, you know, you're a 4-time Gold Glove winner, World Series MVP in 1984. Take us back, like when you go down memory lane of winning that World Series. What was that season like, and winning that championship? And then, you know, not only that, you win the MVP of the World Series, an incredible moment in your career.
Well, certainly the highlight of my career up until, being selected for the Hall of Fame. But for a year, it was you couldn't have scripted it any better, Demp. We got off to this incredible start. And when I say this, it sounds like Nintendo, 35-5. And I say that it's even hard to believe that, but we were there, I was there, and it happened. It's in the books. We won 17 games in a row on the road, which is an American League record. It just seemed like everything Sparky did, the coaching staff did, it worked. And it was just one of those dream years that, we seemed to jump out quick. We added on, we had good pitching, we had good defense. We just had a really good overall, a good solid baseball team. And I know that for Cub fans, they were hoping that, they had that 2-0 lead and they couldn't hold it against the Padres. But it was kind of mixed emotions. I would have loved to have played in Wrigley Field, but I do have to be honest that I'm from San Diego. So when we did play the Padres and we opened up there, I actually got to sleep on my old bed, so that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but your road pass list was probably a little bit bigger. Those tickets you were flipping the penny for when you had to get down there in San Diego would be a lot more.
Well, that's a good point. But when you're in the playoffs, there's no freebies, whether it be for your family, for anybody. That's just the way it's set up. But I was happy to buy the package and to have as many people. And then when we did go back to Detroit, I was able to have a number of people come back and enjoy that as well. But I look back on that, and I was fairly young in my career. Was hoping that we could do it again, but that was the only time in my career that we were able to make it to the World Series. One other year we made it to postseason, but the only year that we made it to the World Series was '84. But at least we did win, and again, a very, very special year for me and for the rest of the Tigers that year.
Everybody remembers you and Sweet Lou Whitaker up the middle, double play combo for years and years. Did you guys kind of feel like, were you guys so symbiotic where you guys always knew where each other were just because of the fact that you played together so much?
Absolutely, and that was the key. And I'm going to tell you a quick story that not too many people know this, but Lou and I are a year apart. So he was drafted in '75. I was drafted in '76 out of high school. I did not meet Lou until Instructional League of 1976. So when the season's over, we had about a week off. And then Lou was the MVP of the Florida State League in 1976. And he played for a manager by the name of Jim Leland. So we come to instructional ball. I meet Lou for the first time, and they tell Lou, you're going to play second base. I forgot to tell you that he was the MVP of the league as a third baseman. So here's a kid that just won the MVP as a third baseman, and they tell you a day or so later, you're not going to play third any longer, son. You're going to play second. Well, it was the best thing that could have happened, honestly. But at that particular time, Lou never said a word. We ended up teaming up. Jim was one of our coaches in Instructional League, and basically the rest is history. But I just wanted to share that because not too many people know that story, and Lou was kind of quiet, shy to a certain degree. He wasn't really shy. We know when we get each other in the clubhouse. But a great player, and I'm hoping, and a dream of mine is that someday he'll be in the Hall of Fame as well as myself and Jack Morrison and a few of the other, players that are deserving as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Take us back to that. Like what, so many years on the ballot, and then to finally get in to the Hall of Fame. Did you cry? What were the emotions like when that phone call comes? It's an incredible thing.
Yeah, this is a true story as well. So I did not make it on the 15 years of the regular ballot, and so it just so happened that the first year that the new Veterans Committee was formed, it happened to be the year that I happened to be on it. So it just from one year to the next, it just worked out. It was just a coincidence. But you remember how with the fans in Chicago and how long it took Ron Santo, and unfortunately, he was not alive when he was elected, but nevertheless, he's in where he deserves. I didn't think it was harder actually for Veterans Committee people to select players. So I didn't have the confidence, to be honest with you, that I was going to make it. So I'm on my way from my duties for the winter meetings in early December of 2000, and it was 17. It was when the vote came out. I was on a flight to Orlando. They knew that I was approximately getting in around 10 minutes to 6. They were charting and tracking that flight. About 12 minutes to 6, we got in right on time. I got a call from Jane Forbes Clark, who's the chairman of the board there for the Hall of Fame. And she came in, and I saw the number was from New York, and my heart started pounding. Well, I'm in the back of the plane. This is a true story. And all the kids that were on that flight, of course, they want to go to Disney World or all the theme parks. I got the call. I wanted to jump up and down. I mean, how do you think anybody would have felt? But I'm standing in the aisle trying to deplane, and I want to jump up and down. I want to go crazy. I've got to keep all this in check until I can get off the plane and call my wife and make those phone calls that I so wanted to. But I did have to keep my composure for 10 or 15 minutes till I got off the darn plane. But again, it's quite a phone call to get. Going in there with the group, anytime with any group, it's going to be awesome. But I will say I went in with one of my teammates, Jack Morse, which was very special, and also a good friend of mine and yours, in Trevor Hoffman, who, again, we've known each other for many, many years. So just a great phone call to get. And obviously now, when you sign your name and you put HOF on the side of that, man, I'm shaking my head as I'm speaking. It's very, very cool.
And what an incredible thing. Like, the fact that you go into the Hall of Fame is one thing. It's incredible in its own right, but you come up in 1977 and so does Jack Morris, and together you guys have this amazing career side by side. Then Jack leaves, goes to Minnesota,
Right.
And then to Toronto. But all the while, now all of a sudden you guys go in on exactly the same year. It's almost like it's destiny in a way, or fate, or something like that, because that's special.
Well, no, I believe in that, Demp. I really do. And you think back, that's exactly how it came down. You're going with a teammate. I mean, it would be special to be in with when you're going with anybody, believe me. But to go in with a teammate, I was hoping maybe at one day, years before, that it would be Lou Whitaker, and I still hope that and hold out for that dream. But to go in with Jack, obviously he was very, very deserving. I thought he should have been there years before, but we kind of bounced things off. And now is that the six of us who all went in 2018, it's a fraternity that we have. I mean, there's others obviously in the fraternity, and I'm proud to be a part of that. But the six that was elected in that class will always have that link. And you know what? It's very, very special as well. But again, the little ribbing, the kidding, the little hazing that we had, from one year to the next. Sometimes they haze you, sometimes they don't. It just so happened that the year that we were elected, I had to do a little skit with a little song. It was very harmless, but obviously you're very nervous. My singing is better in the shower. They booed me, but it was awesome. And it wasn't even 30 seconds worth, but it was something that obviously I'll never forget. And, it was just all part of the deal, and enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's the truth. There's so many games I look back, I'm like, I scratch my head. I don't really remember that, but I remember a 3 a.m. bus ride
Yeah.
in Toronto, laughing our tails off. And just, those are the things that when you get done playing, you miss as much as you miss the competition.
Well, no question about it. And you're still, close to the game, and as I am, and as a special assistant to the general manager in Detroit, I really am appreciative of just being a part of this. And I do feel I have something to offer, but obviously, I'm an older person now, and a lot of the players now, that when they come in, they don't really know who I am. And that's okay. I tell them to Google me, and they can figure it out, and just kind of kid them. But I really do enjoy just, that keeps me young, and being a part of that in any way. And, right now the Tigers are down, and if I'm myself and the rest of the guys, we're all just trying to be a small part to try to help us get back to, back on the map, so to speak. But as we know, baseball has been very good to us. And you know what we're doing now is just kind of passing the torch to the younger players, because the game is going to keep going on with us, without us. And that's just the nature of the game. So I've been very, very fortunate, because I signed out of high school, as a lot of us did. And that's all I've known. And that's really all I have ever wanted to do, to be honest with you. And again, I gotta, pinch myself often just to say, I'm a very lucky man, as I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, I remember sitting on the bench, me and Ted Lilly, and having a conversation, singing your praises. Not about
Theodore
yeah,
Lilly.
Theodore, and we weren't talking about you as the ball player, or even like what you were doing as a coach. It was how you were as a coach.
Yeah.
That there was never this. Well, when I played or when we did this, you were always moving forward and moving with the times and appreciating the players that played right there in that season. And I really appreciated that as a player because sometimes when we do get away from the game, it's easier, or
Oh yeah.
it's things like that you do need somebody patting you on the butt, but also giving you instruction, but singing your praises, and you were incredible at that. And I know so many guys appreciated that.
Well, I thank you for saying that. It's what I've tried to do. I mean, obviously, as an ex-player, somewhere along the line, you're going to bring some sort of story of some sort of when you did it and all. But you try to be somewhat careful in the way that comes across to the players nowadays. And I'll give you an example. So in '84, when we won, and prior to that, the scoreboard and the technology was a lot different back then. But every time, where it seemed that every time there was a rain delay, they played the '68 Tiger, highlights. And we're like, man, can they give that a rest? Can we see something else? We didn't mean any disrespect, but it's just like, they got any other highlights? But until we did something, that's what they were going to show. And so, we finally did that. It was 16 years later that we actually did, as far as the '84 to '68. But just kind of in light of what we're talking about, that young players, they want to hear some of the modern stuff, and I get that. So you try to balance that out. I think balance is the key in anything, in all walks of life. But again, I thank you for that. I enjoyed that. Wrigley Field. I played again, as I mentioned, in Tiger Stadium. That was a very special place. My home for 20 years. But Wrigley Field, man, I wish I could have played there. I missed interleague play, so I got a chance to see that. Coaching, played in an all-star game there. But Wrigley Field was very special as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you've had, over 40 years in the game. You've done it
Yeah.
all, obviously, because you're in
Yes.
the Hall of Fame, and
Long
you've
time.
seen a ton of ball players.
Yeah.
In today's game, when you watch the players play in today's game, who are the guys where you're like, who impresses you? Who not just from everything from making the great plays to the guys who make the routine plays day in and day out. Who are the infielders that you admire as a a veteran of many years of this game?
Well, before we're going to get to the infield, I'm going to mention Mike Trout, and I think he's probably the number one guy, the face of baseball, as far as the number one person out there, and I think that he deserves it. I have not met him, and I look forward to the day that I do, but I've heard nothing but good things. And out of respect for yourself and the other players that we respected, he goes about it the right way, the way he conducts himself. Obviously, a very talented player, but just the way he conducts himself with the media, and just the way that he seems like a very, very down to earth guy. And I do know a number of people that they second that, and so that's always nice to hear. The infielders, obviously, that's my bread and butter. The Javi Baez there in Chicago. He might have a little more flair than I would be accustomed to. But you know what? You don't want to clone anybody. This guy's a special guy, not only with the way he makes the tags, those quick tags, the flair and the love for the game. I mean, you got to love that. And I know that Chicago Cub fans do, and baseball fans around, love that style of play. So, and then out here in San Diego, there's Fernando Tatis, who's, still very, very young. And the Padres got a glimpse of seeing him last year, and then he got hurt at the end of the year. But he's a star in the making. If he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be one of the top players in the game. But I think the game is healthy, and again, I'm just glad to be a small part of it still, and still love watching the game, and still, joy, as I mentioned earlier, being a part of it.
Yeah, I know, and you're talking about Javi Baez, like, the instincts that he has. To me, like, I watch him so much when I'm at Wrigley.
Right.
It's like the game goes in slow motion, and he's just, or he's in slow motion, the game's speeding up, and he's just like, oh, I'm going to do this while you're looking over here. it really is remarkable. Just those intangibles and that set of skills that not many players that come around this game have. He's a treat to watch. And Mike Trout was on the
Oh
show,
yeah,
the very first off the
yeah.
mound show, Tram, and not
Really?
only can he hit,
Wow.
not only can he hit. You're right. He's humble. He treats everybody great. He changed his first ever diaper on the show, and before I could finish mine, he was already finished. So he's an absolute
Nice.
natural at everything he does. He's
I
a
like to
great
hear
kid,
that.
man.
I like to
Yeah.
hear that. You're talking about the, with Javi and others that have played, anybody that's played in the middle of the diamond or been a real good player, they have that they have that eternal clock, that clock in their head that they just they sense, they feel things. And it's hard to teach. And, coaches, oftentimes you'll hear them say, you've got to slow the game down. And that's very true, but easier said than done. And the good ones can do that. And all of them that are very good players at some point when they get the nerves out of their system, so to speak, that's what they're able to do is slow the game down, take a step back. Like when a pitcher, when you step off the rubber, you take a deep breath and you kind of regroup. Hey, and you go back at it. That's basically doing the same thing as an infielder or any other position player. But it's all good stuff, man. It's I just feel so blessed that I've had a lot of good mentors in my life, and I know that you're blessed. We're all blessed with certain ability, but you still got to go out and work. And the work part, I say that as an adjective. I don't like that because I'm saying it myself, but it wasn't work to me. It was always fun. It was something that I always wanted to do, just like yourself and others. And again, just feel very fortunate that we were able to play it at the highest level.
Yeah, you're right. If you enjoy what you're doing, you never have to work a day in your life. And
Oh my
and we
gosh.
both definitely got to do that.
Shh, that's the secret. You got to keep that. No, that is the truth, though.
Well,
I mean, gosh, I'm still a big little kid, and obviously, it's been a while. It's hard to believe that the last year that I played was 1996, so that's 24 years ago. But nevertheless, again, the young players, if they want to Google us and the other people, again, don't forget that there's been other players before you, and that's the way, the young players nowadays, in 20 years from now, there's going to be other studs coming up, and that's just the way sports works. That's one of the beauties of sports. So, but again, it was fun to do it. Nothing's like playing, Demp. Nothing's like, I love the coaching, I love that, but when you rank them, nothing's like playing.
Well, when you played, you gave people all across baseball, and especially all the Tiger fans, so many great memories with the '84 championship, all those great years there up the middle playing shortstop. A tremendous ball player. The Hall of Fame is a better place because you're in it, and the game of baseball is in a better shape because you're still involved in the game and coaching. And I appreciate everything you did for me as a player when you were my coach, and more importantly as a friend. And then we're just so glad that you came here and stopped by off the mound and joined us, man. It's awesome.
Well, it's my pleasure, Demp. I look forward to when we do get back into baseball that we'll cross paths and reminisce a little bit more, have a few laughs. And you're a good man. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Trem. Well, there you have it, folks. The Hall of Famer shortstop from the Detroit Tigers, Alan Trammell, joining the show. If you want a thing or two to learn about playing shortstop, you pick that guy's brain right there because he's as good as anybody who's ever done it. So we're going to be right back after this. Don't go anywhere as we come back with a little more Off the Mound presented by Sloan. Tram, you're awesome, man.
Demp, man, thank you. And hey, good luck.
Yeah.
And again, man, we'll cross paths hopefully soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about the confusion with Frankie. He has a little baby, so he just texted me and said that they were having a crying baby, and he was dealing with all that. And he's a brand new dad, and they're at home by themselves.
Gotcha.
So
totally understand,
happy wife,
man.
happy life. Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. We know how that works. So, all right, guys. Hey, thank you. All right, be good.
Yeah, thanks.
Be safe.
Thanks, Tram. Okay, man.
Yeah,
You're welcome. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Malik, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, he's great, man.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was 20 minutes, so we'll easily be able to get the best out of it. So, all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Frankie just texted me. He was like sitting there, and then his wife, they're quarantined with a brand new baby, and he's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry, but my baby's losing her mind. My wife's losing her mind, and I got to deal with this." So, yeah,
All right.
it's all good.
Where is he? Is he
Sucks,
in
but whatever.
Nashville?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
another
cool.
day it
Then,
works that we get another time we'll get him. We'll just do it without the surprise.
we could have taped something right then. Fuck.
Oh, like a little message to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's okay. That's okay.
Well, maybe you can get Tram to send you something on your phone that we can put in
Yeah, and
edit.
we can have and then we could just be like, hey, yeah, I could totally have him do that. Just a little video, like, hey, Frankie, sorry we missed you on off the mound. I was looking forward to catching up with you. If you ever need any like infield tips, you know where to, Depp knows where to find me, type thing, and we can get a little message to him.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
All right. Well, then, Woody at 11:30 Thursday, right?
Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
I'll check in with you
We'll just
tomorrow,
keep
but
getting Hall of Famers and people who've struck out 20 and potential Hall of Famers on the show.
Oh, yeah. And what's up with Griff?
I think well, I talked to Casey and he's like, I'm going to text him too to tell him to go on. So I think that if he's comfortable with it, I don't see why he wouldn't. He's out there a little bit more right now, like he's putting himself out there a little bit. So, and we
Yeah.
were close when we played together, man. We had the Sunday scooter gang, dude. We all, me, him, Barry Larkin, Aaron Boone, Danny Graves, all had scooters, and on Sundays after day games, we'd go cruise the streets of Cincinnati. It was fucking hilarious, dude. I can't wait to
Yeah.
talk to him about it. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
I mean, I went into a sinkhole when you brought up his name. I was like, geez. I forgot. I didn't even know he had a son in the NFL.
He would be. Yeah, for me, he would be. It would be Ken Griffey Jr. That's it. We do. I'd try and talk to him for as long as I could.
That'd be great. It'd be a big one.
And yeah, I mean that's like especially for two segments, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I will check in with you tomorrow, but we'll be good for Thursday.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good, dude. Thanks,
I'll see you,
Kevin.
Tim.
Too. All right, Malik.
See you.
And I'll have that.
Thanks, Dan.
I'll have that video over to you too.
Okay. All right. Cool. See you.
Okay. All right. See you.